Hey, Blake back with another edition of Jog to My Loo. If you're new here, loo is a code word for bathroom. And I have a horrible stomach, and I tend to when I say tend to, I use the bathroom on every one of my runs. So, that's why I named it that. Thought it was cute, whatever. So, today, I guess I'm just going to go through my week. I actually just got done at like noon 30. We'll get into that in a minute. I'm also cooking chicken. I know you can't see it. It's right here, so I may have to jump out of the frame for a second and check on that because I do not want to burn it. Okay. I don't know what I did last Saturday in my trail run. I think, I want to say I did 14 miles, about mile 11 and a half to 12. My left foot, big toe, started killing me. And at that time, I was doing a pretty good amount of walking because I was like 1,600 foot a gain and I wasn't used to that, and essentially making excuses to walk, being a baby. And I found out that it actually helped if I ran. So I started jogging. Anyway, runs over and get home. And I do have a small case of gout. It's just, I guess I get it from my parents, I'm not sure. So if I eat a big thing of red meat, I don't drink, so it's not alcohol. We don't really eat a bunch of shrimp or fish, which is also full of purines, however you say it. So I have assumed that it is beef, large amounts of it. And I did eat a pretty good amount of beef like Thursday, Friday. Mama was out of town, so hang tight. And we are back. Sorry, I didn't want to burn the chicken. Yeah, I'm assuming it was gout. That's okay. I took my medicine. But it was still sort of walk. It could be the shoes. I don't know. Normally when I have a gout flare, obviously take colchicine. Normally I'm pretty good for like 2 days of not being able to get after it. But so I think I took Sunday off, and I for sure took Monday off. But then Tuesday, I can't not get mileage. Like I need to get it. I feel better when I run. My foot didn't completely feel great, but I knew I would feel better if I ran. And I think I only got, honestly, I don't remember, 3 or 4 miles probably Tuesday. Following day, Wednesday, and actually when I woke up Wednesday from running, my foot actually did feel a little better. So I think just moving it, getting, I do work a desk job, so not walking all day, just sitting behind a computer, at least at lunch when I go run, that kind of breaks it up. So Wednesday we ran, I think we did 4 miles Wednesday. Could be wrong, you'd have to go back and look at Strava. Unfortunately, I don't have time I need to make time. I do. But, and then Thursday we ran. I think I did like 2 miles yesterday on Friday as well. And then today was the big trackathon. So the story goes, the loop is 0.78 of a mile. And if I'm not mistaken, the time started at 12 minutes. We had 12 minutes to do it. And then every lap, or every loop, they take 10 seconds off the clock. I don't have to do the math for you. You know what we're talking about. I ate before. I had coffee before. Close call. Today was one of the first times in a long time I did not have to use the bathroom during. Which is great because had I had to go during, it would have taken time off the run, and If you already checked Strava and you follow me, you know that I only made it through 17 loops. I say I'm just being hard on myself. My A goal, I think I said this last time, was to PR, which I did. I've never ran 15 miles before. But in my mind, my A goal was 20 miles. And I don't know why I came up with 20 miles, but whatever. But I am a realistic man, and a PR is a PR. I'm excited. I'm more excited that I did 15 miles and my legs don't really hurt. My feet feel fine. I was telling my wife when I got home, I think I could have done, sorry for the AC unit over there at the building. I could have definitely done 20 miles today had there not have been a timer. And I know anybody could do it with no timer. But when I signed up for the race, they sent an email. Well, I can't remember if it was on Run Sign Up or Ultra, whatever the Ultra Sign Up is called. But it gave you a pretty clear view of the race. You start out with a 15-minute mile. That's not time-wise, that's loop-wise. Which I think turns into a 12-minute mile for the loop, because the loop's only 0.78, it's not a full mile. So, it broke it down exactly what was going to happen. And then I think on Wednesday they sent us an email with a full spreadsheet of, loop 1 through whatever. Sorry, my nose is itching, killing me. Exact mileage, loop time, mile time, etc., etc., etc. And I looked at it and I was like, oh yeah, this will be, I didn't say it'll be easy, but I think I should be able to get 20 miles. What I did not expect, or I didn't take into consideration that I would be running for 3 hours prior to getting to a 10-minute mile or a 20-minute, whatever the mileage was. Whatever the loop time was. I didn't factor in that I would be running 3 hours prior to, because in my mind, can I run a 9-minute mile? If I had to, sure, I can. Honestly, if I put the AP3s on, I can probably run an 8:30 for 1 or 2 miles. Let's not get wild. And that's what I was thinking in my head. Well, I can do blah, blah, blah. But I didn't take into consideration that I was actually running with a guy named Luke. He's from Trussville, Alabama. I didn't know him till I got there. We were running the same pace, so we just kind of hung out for like 12 of the whatever miles. And about the 7th or 8th loop, I was like, I really today thought I was going to try to get 20 miles. And he was like, yeah, the time. I said, yeah, the time. At that point, I looked down and it was like 2 hours and 25 minutes in or something. But the ultra runners, the people that are in shape, and the guys and girls, when I left, there were still, I think, 4 women in the race. I don't know how many guys, but even on our first loops that were 12 minutes, they were walking and then jogging, and then they would walk. They wanted to come across the finish, or the loop line, or whatever you want to call it, the finish line. They wanted to come across that with like 1 second left and then just go right into the next one. They didn't want to stop. And they were also hoarding up their energy for essentially when people like me dropped out. So I learned a little bit from them, even though I was running with Luke and we were kind of staying around 10 to 10:30 pace. In my mind, I was just going to do that pace until I had to get after it. Well, 3 hours later, I think the loop time was like 9, I don't remember, but we had we did really good. I mean, he did great. I think he got 17. Wait, he got 19 loops. I only got 17, but I'll get to that in a second. We both did great. We had a good day. I started walking like the other guys were doing about probably the 14th or 15th loop. Just, I mean, maybe like 0.15, 0.2 tenths of a mile, just to get that extra energy for my legs, just to kind of save it. But he was still jogging, so he could get, you know, he could get through the finish line, get his sticker, put it on his badge or whatever, and get to the start line. By the time that I was coming through, getting the sticker, going to my chair to get my, you know it. I actually refilled that when I got home because I lost a lot of sweat. I was pretty sweaty today. Anyway, he lasted longer than I did, and that's great for him. I think he had never done over like 12 miles, and I was with him for 13, so that's awesome. Luke, if you watch this, you ran a great race, man. I hear something going wild in this grill. Give me 1 second. And we're back. Yeah, he ran a good race. He got a PR, which I was fired up about. What was I going to say? Oh, when we started out, I think we ran the first, I don't know, 14 loops. Well, for me, maybe the first 12 or 13 loops. And when we would come in, we would have like, I think the first few, I think we had like 3 minutes on the clock left, which was great. We weren't really pushing ourselves. We were averaging 10 to 11 minute mile or 11 minute loops. I keep saying miles, but it's not a full mile loop. I didn't know whether to stop my watch or not. I don't understand why that's such a big deal, but in my mind, it screwed me up. I would come across, I think I averaged like 12:30 or something on my Strava, because the first few loops I wasn't stopping the watch. And then after that, I was just like, whatever, I'm just gonna let it roll. So here we are. Most everybody that finished with me had like 10-minute miles, which doesn't matter. I've said this 100 times, pace is, whatever you can do is phenomenal. You know what you're not doing? Sit on the couch. Doesn't matter. Pace is relative to your fitness. So anyway, we went from, he killed it. He killed the race. We went from like having 3 minutes to like 2:50 to like 2:20 to like 2 minutes to, and then I kind of started walking on the back end just to save energy. So I finished the 17th loop. This is where I lost it. Mentally, I was fine. Physically, I was struggling. We were, I think, exactly 3 hours in. I had went to the chair to get a gel, maybe, or finish. When I would come, every time I came through the aid station, I would eat orange slices. Not the candy ones I talk about. Actual oranges. Slices. I love them. I love the candy ones too. I didn't take any today, but that's okay. So I would eat, 2 or 3 of them, throw them away, and I would always have time to get to the start line. The last time I came through, I had put Tailwind in a shaker bottle, and I figured like every 2 or 3 loops I would go take a swig. Because he had his vest on, I should have probably wore my vest so I wouldn't have to go to the chair. I know that's what y'all are going to say. I know, it's fine. It all worked out. And if we learn from things that we don't do correctly, then we're good, right? You've got to learn from mistakes. If you learn from mistakes, it's, I think, in my mind, more valuable than winning something or because you learned and you didn't learn anything from winning. So, I'm so all over the place. yeah, anyway, whatever. It was a good race. Oh, so we start loop 17. They already said go. The clock had already started before I even got over there because, like I said, I went to the chair. I want to say maybe I ate the rest of a Rice Krispie treat. That's something else I would like the little baby ones. If your kids like Zaxby's, I don't even know if y'all have Zaxby's, but they give Rice Krispie treats, not the big ones, the little ones. I would eat like half of it, put it in the chair. 2 loops later, eat the rest of it. I was eating those. I had like a Bobo's PBJ. I had a couple of gels. Fueling, I think, went great. Water went great. Just, I mean, after 3 hours, I mean, you can ask, anybody. You get tired. You're going to get tired. And I got tired. At loop 17, I got tired. So I finished 17. I go out. And I can't, to be 100% honest with you, I don't know if I knew at that point that I was not going to finish in time. I'm not sure if I knew that or not right then. But it's, I took my headphones, but I didn't have them in because me and Luke talked. We talked every loop, except like the first one or whatever that I didn't run with him. And so I just didn't worry about it. And then obviously towards the end, I didn't have time to go get them. But it was a good race. I did learn something out there. I don't like loop races. Well, if the loop was longer, I think I'd be okay with it. But it was 0.78 miles. It was 0.78 of a mile, right? 0.8 of a mile. Just, that was it. So you literally saw the same people for 3 hours. It was downtown Birmingham. I mean, it's the same loop, nonstop. Anyway, I don't think I love loop races. I may try something in the future that's a little bit longer of a loop. I didn't go out there with expectations of winning, obviously. I'm not fast enough for that. Obviously, I don't have the endurance for it. When I left, on loop 13, I did 17 loops. On loop 13, they had a fastest loop contest. And some dude ran like a 5:20. Y'all skinny cats, man. I don't get it. Doesn't matter. So, we set sail here on the 17th loop. I am by myself. I am alone. Honestly, it was nice. I mean, I could run my own pace, which we had been running the same pace all day, but I think I had to be at like a 9:50. And I made it about halfway and realized, you're not going to make it. Because I started probably 20 seconds late. And then it's essentially flat until you get halfway. And then the map online says it's 4-foot elevation gain. That's not correct. It's not a whole lot, but it's not 4 feet. It's more, anyway. When you get to the backside and you make your turn, you go up just a little incline, and then you incline essentially the entire way there. I knew I wasn't going to make it in time. I looked down at my watch and I was at like 13.3 maybe. So instead of doing the loop and finishing out, I did end up finishing out, but instead of just continue to go, I took a left. I went off course. On road off course. I went I went beside the Birmingham Barons baseball field. Once I realized I wasn't going to finish, about the 10th or 11th loop, in my mind, my A goal was 20 miles, which, I mean, it's a little much, but I still thought was doable. My B goal was 15 miles. So once I made that turn and realized, like, hey, you know, you can bust tail and probably only, if you make it, you are literally running in and to the start line. So I cut my losses. I took a left, went through downtown for a little bit, and then I ended up making a loop, coming back around and doing the last half of the loop that I would have done anyway, and getting 15 miles. I think it was 15.15 maybe. So, wait. Yeah, so it's a win. It's a personal best. I don't care about the time. I care about the distance because I'm kind of more on the trail side now anyway, so it is what it is. Let me check this chicken. Hang tight. All good. You gotta slow cook the chicken. Keep it juicy. I don't really know where I was at, but all in all, it was a good race. I think I performed to the best of my ability at the time. You know, anytime you can push yourself to a new goal, I think it's a win. You know, I don't think I'm always going to have a negative thought. Excuse me, I didn't say that correctly. Not a negative thought. Have you ever, you'll understand what I'm saying if you've done this, have you ever ran like 12 miles and when you got home thought, or not necessarily home, but when you sat down you thought, I could probably do one more. I did 8. I should have just done 9. I mean, that's how I feel. But I feel that way every Saturday. So it's not necessarily negative. It's just me, I don't know. I'm not taking any negativity out of it. I think it's all positive. I got a PR. Again, my feet don't hurt, my legs don't hurt. It doesn't hurt to walk around. When I left there, I went to Costco and Trader Joe's and then came home. I did a pretty good amount of walking after, which I think was good for the legs too. So, all in all, a good time. Quick update on, I've been talking about the Barely Ultra, which is actually a loop race, but the loops are like 13.5 miles. I talked to somebody this week that said they had ran, this person that I talked to, which I think he's ran like 100 and something miles on a backyard ultra. So I knew when I asked this question he was going to say yes, but I asked him, I said, hey, I've ran this loop now 2 or 3 times. I think 3 times. And I'm hovering around 3 hours and 30 minutes, something like that, 350, 330. The cutoff for this thing is 8.5 hours. Should I sign up for the two loop to get 27 miles? Or should I just try to go and do the 13.5 faster? And he said, have you done the 13.5 before? He knew that I had because I just said that I had. I said yes. And he said, why would you do it again? Just signing up for it has made me realize how much I need to work. And it's pushed me mentally and physically, I feel like, it's okay to walk. Even though I struggle with that. It's okay to do that. All I have to do, I have 8.5 hours. I think I'll be fine. This, for those of you that don't know, this is Switchback. Switchback is hydration. I think they do other stuff too, but I use it for hydration. Not sponsored, obviously. It's delicious. It's phenomenal. I think that's all I got this week. This is a rare Saturday edition. But you know, everything was new on my mind, fresh on my mind from the race. So I thought I'd go ahead and knock it out. And I kind of want to take tomorrow off, and I mean, I might run, who knows? But I didn't want to have to do it tomorrow night, and I was already going to be out here cooking, so why not? All right. If y'all have any questions for me, you know how to get me. I say this every week. First, if you like and subscribe, that'd be great. I think it helps the channel. I don't know. I don't look at any of that. Legit. Like 2 weeks ago, I opened the YouTube app and I saw this little red dot. And somebody had commented on a video in the past. I didn't even know. I don't get notifications. Anyway, like and subscribe if you want. If you don't, that's fine too. As long as you're watching, you get something out of it. Maybe one person takes something away from it. Maybe. I always say this at the end. If you don't have anybody to talk to about life things, running, food, diet, I mean, whatever. Banjo. I don't play the banjo, but I'll listen and talk to you about it. Let me know in the comments, or if you want to do it without anybody knowing, find me on Strava, or I'm pretty sure you can YouTube or Instagram. Yeah, I put the Instagram and Strava always in the bottom. Did you do any races today? Let me know. How'd it go? Are you fired up about it? Is that weird when I look at the camera and I don't? What are you guys signing up for this winter? I know it's, I actually have a 5K next week. My wife's work's putting one on, so we signed up. We're gonna have to do the 5K and then go do more miles, because it's 3 ain't gonna cut it. So, all right, love y'all. See you next week. Peace.